Welcome to this explainer. Today we are diving into something that I absolutely wish I had access to back when I was 15. We're taking a close look at the Year 10 Financial Literacy course, and honestly, it acts like a complete, comprehensive survival kit for adulthood. It equips students with the essential knowledge and skills they need to make informed financial decisions throughout their entire lives. We're talking about developing a really deep understanding of budgeting, saving, banking, investing, and the responsible use of credit. It's the whole shebang. To see exactly what this kind of modern financial education looks like in practice, we are grounding our explainer today in the 2026 course outline straight from Rutherford College. This outline is just a fascinating window into how schools are actually preparing individuals, households, and even future small business owners to make sound financial decisions. It gives us a very real-world look at the curriculum of tomorrow. So, we're going to follow a chronological journey through a person's financial life across 5 key areas. We've got 1. Mastering everyday money basics. 2. Navigating income and independence. 3. Big decisions and future wealth. 4. The fine print and protection. And finally, 5. Building lifelong financial confidence. Now notice the 3-step methodology here. This isn't just dry theory or reading from a textbook. Students learn practically. They use a computer simulation program called Banker alongside hands-on class activities and case studies. And step 3 even requires them to gain practical experience using digital tools like spreadsheets to analyze and actually manage financial information. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Mastering Everyday Money Basics. A core concept that kicks this all off is distinguishing between needs and wants. Students learn to categorize those essential everyday expenses versus discretionary spending. But you know what's cool? It goes a step further than just basic budgeting. The course actively explores how advertising and brand recognition influence our spending habits. By understanding those external pressures, students learn how to make smart consumer choices rather than just instinctively reacting to clever marketing. Next up, students compare debit versus credit cards. This is absolutely vital for understanding the mechanics of modern bank accounts. They learn that using a debit card means you're spending your own money, right? While a credit card means you are borrowing money, which, as we know, inevitably comes with strings attached. This completely lays the groundwork for the responsible use of credit later in life. And then we get to interest. Think of simple interest like a straightforward stack of coins calculated only on the principal amount. But compound interest, that's like a snowball rolling down a hill, where you earn or pay interest on the interest itself. It brilliantly illustrates both the magic and the very real danger of compounding. Whether it's applied to savings accounts growing over time or debt snowballing totally out of control, this mathematical concept literally defines our financial realities. Once those basics are set, the course moves into Section 2, Navigating Income and Independence. Here, students build a highly practical toolbox for employment. They map out career pathways and learn the actual art of CV writing to help them land a job. But more importantly, they learn what happens when they get that first paycheck. They look at understanding income, what deductions actually are, and how student loans function. It's a total reality check on gross versus net income before they even set foot in the workforce. Then comes the exciting but often kind of daunting prospect of moving out. This part of the curriculum covers renting and the actual cost of living. Students aren't just looking at rent prices, they study tenant rights and responsibilities. They are tasked with calculating the real comprehensive costs of living independently, which, let's be honest, is often a massive eye-opener for a 15-year-old. Let's move along to Section 3, Big Decisions and Future Wealth. The curriculum scales up impressively here to demystify the property market and long-term savings. Students learn about different KiwiSaver funds and how they can be leveraged for a first home deposit. They dive into the mechanics of deposits, borrowing, and exactly how mortgages work. And fascinatingly, they revisit that needs versus wants concept, but this time they apply it to housing. That is a crucial lesson in avoiding over-leveraging yourself on a property. Because life is unpredictable, right? The course tackles insurance and managing risk head-on. It outlines exactly why insurance matters, covering health, life, house, and contents policies. Because understanding how to mitigate financial disaster is just as important as learning how to build wealth in the first place. And speaking of building wealth for the long game, the course introduces investment and the stock exchange. Students learn the basics of shares and how long-term financial planning operates. It totally removes the intimidation factor from the stock market, showing them that investing is an accessible, realistic tool for their future. Now, having money is great, but knowing how to protect it brings us to Section 4, the fine print and protection. Through a series of rapid mini-topics, the course builds a protective shield around the student's financial knowledge. They study contracts and important documents. They learn their rights under the Consumer Guarantees Act and Fair Trading Act. They learn to identify scams and actually avoid them. They cover PAE tax basics, explore the impact of the official cash rate and inflation, and even discuss the concept of ethical spending. It is an incredibly robust legal and economic overview. Which brings us to our final takeaway in Section 5, Building Lifelong Financial Confidence. The ultimate payoff of this entire curriculum is developing real critical thinking. As students connect the mechanics of money to real-world scenarios, the course promotes true financial confidence and responsible decision-making. They learn how to intentionally avoid debt traps and manage their own finances for life. Furthermore, this isn't just for life outside of school. The skills learned here provide an excellent foundation for further study in accounting, commerce, and other business-related subjects at the senior level. It directly connects valuable life skills to academic achievement, developing abilities that students will use well beyond the classroom. Looking back at this comprehensive blueprint for adulthood, from simple budgets to complex mortgages and consumer laws, it leaves us with one pretty powerful thought to ponder. If you had mastered these exact skills, theories, and digital tools at age 15, how much easier would your adult life be today? And more importantly, how can we ensure every young person gets this exact same head start?